think of Donald Trump, you probably imagine private jets, golden penthouses, and skyscrapers with his name plastered in bold letters. But few people know that once upon a time, before the presidency, before the political chaos, before the memes, Trump owned one of the rarest Lamborghinis ever made. Yes, the billionaire real estate mogul, known for his love of opulence, had a bright blue Italian supercar sitting in his garage that the automotive world still talks about to this day. The car in question? A Lamborghini Diablo VT Roadster. And not just any Diablo. This was one of the most exclusive and expensive models of its era, personally customized for Donald J. Trump himself. It wasn't just a car, it was a statement, a symbol of excess, ambition, and that signature Trump flair that defined the 90s and early 2000s. The story starts in 1997, at a time when Lamborghini was still a wild, untamed beast of an automaker. The Diablo was the crown jewel, a V12 monster that looked like it was carved out of thunder. Only a handful of Diablo VT Roadsters were ever built, and even fewer were imported to the United States. Trump managed to get his hands on one, a rare metallic blue example with a custom plaque that read, Donald J. Trump, 1997 Diablo VT Roadster. This was no ordinary collector's purchase. This was a man buying speed, style, and power, the same qualities he'd soon come to represent in business and politics. The Diablo VT Roadster came with a 5.7-liter naturally aspirated V12 engine that produced around 492 horsepower, capable of pushing the car to over 200 miles per hour, an absurd number for the 90s. It wasn't built for comfort or for blending in. It was built to dominate attention, to roar down Fifth Avenue or Miami Beach with a presence that could make heads turn from blocks away. The car was so rare that even Lamborghini fans today consider the Trump spec Diablo one of the most famous Diablos ever built, simply because of who owned it. It was a perfect match. The car world's king of excess meeting the business world's king of luxury. But what makes this story truly fascinating is what happened next. Unlike most celebrities who collect cars for display, Trump actually drove his Lamborghini. There are multiple accounts and sightings of him behind the wheel, enjoying the car's monstrous power. He once described it as a wild ride, something you feel more than drive. And that's exactly what the Diablo was, an untamed, analog beast that punished mistakes but rewarded bravery. For Trump, who built his empire on bold decisions and massive risks, it was the perfect metaphor. The Diablo didn't ask for control, it demanded dominance, much like the man himself. The Lamborghini even reflected Trump's personality in its details. The color, Le Mans blue, wasn't subtle. The chrome wheels weren't understated. Even the personalized VIN plaque inside the car screamed confidence. This wasn't just a vehicle, it was an extension of Trump's public persona, loud, fast, and unapologetically bold. But as years passed, the car quietly disappeared from the spotlight until it resurfaced years later as a piece of automotive history. When Trump's Diablo was listed for sale in the early 2010s, the listing exploded across the internet. Collectors couldn't believe it. The former president's Lamborghini, preserved, rare, and still carrying his nameplate. The car was expected to fetch an astronomical price, not only because of its condition and rarity, but because it carried the most famous signature in the world. What's ironic, though, is how this Lamborghini symbolized a chapter of Trump's life few talk about. Before the political rallies, before the reality TV fame, back when Trump was known purely as a billionaire playboy businessman. The Diablo represented that golden Trump era, the days of limousines, casinos, and the Trump Tower empire. It was the material embodiment of everything he stood for at the time: status, risk-taking, and a love for things that screamed success. The Diablo was a mirror of the man behind the wheel, extreme, extravagant, and unforgettable.